Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on altcoins. Alt-season update. There's a lot to talk about in this video. We'll talk about yesterday evening. Yesterday evening we got a pretty interesting move, I'd say, and there's some alerts coming in as well. We'll talk about the fundamentals that I think are relevant for altcoins, and we'll talk about my expectations. What has happened over the course of the last what has happened over the course of the last 2 days, because I will try to make these videos once every 3 days, all right? So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. But what has happened is not against our expectations. I mean, what we said already, I think on Saturday or Friday, is that first of all, we did expect a move up. But then what I have said in my middle of the day market updates when we spoke about altcoins in general, was that we left quite a major imbalance and quite a major gap to the downside. When we actually got that good news on Friday, right? And Friday we got some good news with the Jerome Powell speech, and some good news around that as well, with Canada dropping some retaliatory tariffs or something like that. Good news, right? Move up, imbalance to the downside. It's quite likely, especially when we are in August, which August is not necessarily known for trending market circumstances, that we're going to fill that. And that is what we have done. Now, the question though, is what to expect from here, because the price action over the course of the last 18 to 20 hours has been quite strange, and we've seen quite a lot of quite a lot of weakness from Bitcoin. We've seen quite a lot of strength, at least in the last couple of hours, from the Bitcoin dominance, and that has pushed others, altcoins, down into that imbalance and all the way into the lowest bit of that imbalance. And I think that's, even though it's not against the expectations, I do think that's a reason, to worry slightly, because I do think this decreases the possibility of a breakout. Because ultimately what's going on right now, if we take a look at others, right? So this is the chart I always look at. This is the chart, and this is the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 cryptos, right? So very useful to see the general momentum, direction, and sentiment for altcoins. And what we have seen here is that it's consolidating, right? It's consolidating between this level right here, which we also hit on Friday and Sunday, by the way, and mainly this level right here, which is the yearly rolling VWAP. And the thing is that, all right, well, we are at a support level right now. I think it's quite likely we can actually get a bounce here. So that is what I do expect, a short-term bounce. But do I expect a bullish breakout? That I'm not certain about, all right? Especially not in August, especially not with the uncertainty of rate cuts and uncertainty of the US economy, and some other fundamentals, which matters a lot at this point of time, right? And there are some arguments you can make to expect a bullish breakout, and I also think it's more likely that we're going to get a bullish breakout rather than a bearish breakout, right? I mean, if you take a look at, for example, the Russell 2000, which are very risky assets, that's insane. That was incredibly bullish on Friday and has opened at the same levels, right? So this is a great sign of risk appetite for investors. That's great, right? The Russell 2000 has very, very often, I mean, there was another time, I think somewhere in, what was it? No, not July 2024, but it also rallied a lot in October 2023, November 2023. And back then, a strong Russell 2000 actually was a great sign for the altcoin markets as well. Altcoin markets right here did absolutely amazing. And right now, we're seeing a strong uptrend for that as well. And we're seeing acceleration. And then the probability of a rate cut for September has also increased over the last 24 hours, right? So the fundamentals are actually quite good. So that's why I think a bullish breakout is more likely than a bearish breakout. But do I think it's more likely we're going to break out or not break out? At this point of time, given the unstable price action of the last 24 hours, I'd have to say it's more likely we're not going to break out yet, all right? And that I do expect a bounce right here from the 30-day rolling VWAP, but that we will find resistance towards the upper bounds of the range, that will reject from there, and that we might even fall down to the yearly rolling VWAP again to find support there, remain stable, and then eventually break out. And I'll try to be the first one to tell you when I actually think we're going to expect that breakout. But for now, that's uncertain. So those are my thoughts on altcoins. In general, I still hold a bullish bias that has served me very, very well in the last couple of months. So, and I don't see any reason technically nor fundamentally to change that. So those are my thoughts, and hopefully that helps. I'll be back with a new video, like I said, probably Wednesday or Thursday. So keep your eyes on the channel for that. But for now, that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.